You should get a little red dot next to my name whenever I'm live. And I show people my yard and where I'm sitting and anything to accumulate watch hours. That's what pays. Good morning. Lou's Morning Coffee. I've been trying different times. Today I'm starting a little earlier than normal. Good morning. Lou's Morning Coffee. Coffee in the country. Who is spying on me today? Don't forget, wake and bake. Breakfast of Champions. I am in a fall mood. You can see my little festive things here. Good morning from central Illinois. Watching my cat shit in my yard. Great. Here, I'll share it with all of you. Yep. She doesn't like to be watched while doing her business, I guess. Good morning, Sir Winston. What's going on? Glad you could join. You returning from yesterday or are you new? Subscribe. I'm going to do this every morning for an hour. You guys can see how I kill time getting ready to go face the world. Got my project going on here. take you inside that after. Morning coffee is going to be held from inside of that building once it's done. Has a wonderful view of the yard. Cheers. Good morning to whoever's on. Yeah, I'm good. What do you do, Sir Winston? You going to work? I got a couple hours before I have to leave. Man, that cat is running all over. Cheers. Morning coffee. Oh, I had a few trolls by this time yesterday. Nobody has anything to say. It is 61 degrees. You were a mechanic? Oh, cool. I inspect cars for a living. I don't fix them, but I drive around and I diagnose them to figure out what's wrong for an auction house. If you go look at the rest of my videos and you're interested in cars, you will see all the kinds of things that I find on a daily basis. I inspect about 2,000 or 3,000 cars a year, sir. So as you can see in my videos, I find all kinds of crazy stuff, as I'm sure that you have. That's a rough job. I was in charge of mechanics. Nobody knows how that system works. Lots of aggravation. I see the worst of the worst in cars every day. When I get cars, they're no longer wanted. So, yeah, they're probably, I don't know how many there is. I've been doing them for a little over a year. Some are just cool cars, some are all the problems that I found. Some cars I've got in and I've sat in piss. Last week I sat in piss. Not fun. You have to make sure you have an extra change of clothes when you're doing my, what do I drive? Right now I have a 2024 Buick Envista. I drove a Honda Accord for years, but they're expensive to fix and you just can't bring them anywhere. So figured I'd try a GM. I'm on the road about 800 miles a week, so I have to be able to pull into anywhere to have my car fixed. So far so good. I put almost 40,000 a year on a car, believe it or not. So in 4 or 5 years, car is done for me. Oh, I have a buddy that said he was going to come on this morning. He's late. I'm going to tell him. Or are you there? We also have a Pathfinder, a 17 Pathfinder that's a little older, but really is a nice vehicle. They're all good and they're all garbage. I see the worst of the worst. You get a good car or you don't. Same with trucks. Everybody's loyal to a brand. Everybody's loyal to a brand as if they have ownership in the company. Those car companies figure out how to save money every year by cutting the quality of the car, and the same guy will take and tattoo a Chevy bow tie on his arm. Oh, only one person left. I guess I'm not being that entertaining. this morning. Yesterday I just sat here and kept my mouth quiet and everybody did the talking. No, you just get on and find me. If you are subscribed to me, when you go into your YouTube account, you will see a little red dot next to my name. You just touch that. Trying to tell somebody how to get in. Let me see if I can help them out. That should get you in. Maybe I should put on my fancy hat again. Here, let me show you guys around the property. So I sit out here every morning mainly to get my head on straight so you can see what I'm looking at. This is very peaceful. Here's my view. I bet a lot of you out in the country have similar views. There's my pain in the ass cat. Got a lot of projects going on. James Carreri, fancy hat. Yeah, I have a Panama hat. Not with a purple hat band, but I'm gonna get one. And when I put that on, it seems I get a lot more views. Don't you have a fancy hat, James? A person that uses his full name. Cheers, James. Oh, I get credit for you just being in there. Oh, has anybody ever seen my silly little dog? Look at this little thing. Hey, little peepee girl. Ah, she's going deaf. What are we talking about today? Anything controversial? Is Charlie Kirk still a thing? Should I even say those words? I don't watch the news much, but I hear people yelling about it. You're welcome, James. You could send a picture in the feed maybe of yourself with a hat, with a special hat. James, what do you do for a living? What are you waiting for to go out and do? I'm afraid to bring up his name. Totally indifferent. And now the conspiracy theories are abound. I saw him come up in the feed all the time. I never realized he was as famous as he was. I just thought he was some just minor influencer. Appears he's had a lot of pull. That dude that shot him should have killed himself. With that, he's crazy to be taken alive. It's easy to say. Who knows if you'd be able to do it. Everybody thinks they have a chance. The smart ones kill themselves before they're caught when you're doing something like that. You have coffee, Jim? I think I need another cup soon. $60 today. Man. 60 in the morning, 94 in the afternoon. It's amazing. Heat in the morning, air conditioning in the afternoon. Not that interesting. Oh, come on. Saying dated September 9th, what? What, he predicted it? Is that what you're saying? I'm amazed that the Charlie book was released before his death. Ah. Mm. You know, somebody like that is pretty brave. It's nobody deserves that. You know, I don't know how you could protect against being shot from long distance, but man, you really do take a chance. Always. I mean, you know, Malcolm X and everybody was assassinated for their views. Doesn't matter what color, but you really, God, in an open crowd like that, just looking around, man, you look back and he really was a sitting duck there. People with enemies. That's that is something to go out in front of everybody like that. On Amazon. So, what is the Charlie book? What is the Charlie book? I guess I need to go. Man, over the next year, we're going to hear all kinds of wonderful stories and conspiracy theories. Is Alex Jones even? I thought he lost all his money. How's he even operating? But it was supposed for his death. That's what's made it super weird. Yeah, that is super weird. Crazy. I feel like I have to read it now. I didn't know anything about this guy. I'm not political. I'm sort of indifferent. I try not to be political. And now I'm curious. Just scrolling through YouTube, so there's people said the cover-ups and all kinds of stuff. Who knows? Does seem pretty easy for that guy to have done that. My coffee gets cold quick out here. Cheers. It's boring. Mostly just people without a life. Coming up with content is not easy. James, I think you should read the book and then every morning report and paraphrase to us about a chapter. I have ADHD. As soon as I start reading, I read the same line over and over again. Podcasts, I can listen to. My mind is always busy and it strays. I've tried to read books Try to read books my whole life like that. One, two sentence. I'm thinking about work and everything else. I wish I could read. I'm jealous of people who are able to read. It seems like a very nice hobby. My brain is just always on fire. Who predicted September 11th? Who predicted September 11th? Who, Alex Jones or Charlie Kirk? Charlie Kirk, how old was he? He was like only 22. Yeah, what do they call them? Ghostwriters who write things and don't get credit for their name. It's on Amazon. You have to go into your YouTube account, the little gear when you're in there, and you should be able to edit. Like my buddy that's in there with his full name. LOL. Let's see what's going on. Country Sounds. My big barn that needs a paint job. Tired of that thing. And I'm back. Man, I need a microwave out here. Anybody want to see how I am in the fall season? Look. Look at that. I decorated for Halloween and Thanksgiving. Hooray. Wait for the Autobot. Who's 31? Oh, he's 31 years old? Ah. I don't know why I thought he was younger. So who's going to pick it up where he left off? Who will carry the torch? He has a whole organization. Man, he never had any idea that his last words were going to be gang violence. We never have any idea. Weird. In 1 second. Wonder what he was thinking of, what he was going to eat later, and then bang. Horrible. The irony. In a free country, not free to say what you like all the time in front of everybody. He needed a Pope mobile. Somebody will want to kill you no matter who you are. Ugh. Surprised no insults yet today. Uh, 32,000. What do you mean chapters? You mean like you could lead a group of? So you mean little organizations? Like I could rally people in this area and spread that same message. Is that what you're saying, James? 32,000. Jesus, how many is that per state? And what would you buy? I guess it makes money, right? If you're gonna buy it, his does he collect money for any of those things? Is he selling 47 hats? How does he? Where does all the money come in? Donations? What is it that they're selling? Man, I can't imagine a state is big enough to have 640 little groups like a church. I'd love to see the playbook, what you're allowed to say, the message. What you doing, Peanut? Yeah, I think because of the internet, most things become cult-like. Back in the day, Jim and I talk about it all the time. Our Facebook and our internet was a friend's house. People find each other now in an instant. I hate to use the word radicalized, but man, if you are leaning in just one direction and you get in a group, you can have people change your mind in a minute and radicalize you. They are cults in a way. It's very easy for it to be turned into a cult, I would say. Even things that might start out with the best intentions. Man, what a thing to see. Imagine standing there in the front row or second row, taking 4 or 5 seconds to register what the hell was going on, wondering if more shots were coming. You would think he would have had a drone running around. Yeah, there certainly is. There always has been. Now everybody gets to express it in lightning speed. I have a boss who used to use a saying. He said I'm not saying what he said is lies, but he would tell me a lie goes halfway around the world before the truth has time to tie its shoes. You never know what people are saying, and it's already spread too late. You journal? Do you do it to yourself or do you post it somewhere? Is it just for your peace of mind, Rudy? Is there anybody like me who's right in the middle and just wishes well for everybody? I have my preferences, of course, but once somebody gets in, I try to be behind that person and give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that he's going to do well for the country. People just hate, 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 hate. I don't even remember paying attention to politics. Growing up, I couldn't even told you who the president was when I was 20 and 30. We are all very involved now because of the internet. I know more about politics than I ever wanted. There was a point in my life, even just growing up, where I would have to think who was the president at any given time. They weren't having press conferences. You heard from the president, a couple of times a year, State of the Union or whatever it is. Now they campaign year round. Man, what a beautiful number. It's forced down your throat. You know what's a good alternative? You catch a little bit of politics, but court TV, all the latest, because the news was driving me crazy. I like to know what's going on, but every news channel, there's very few that are truly in the middle. So we stopped watching the news. Then I started watching Court TV as an alternative, and you can watch other people's problems, famous cases. It started with OJ. Remember OJ? And then you get little tidbits of politics thrown in here and there. They just cover it, not from a political standpoint. So Court TV has been going over the Charlie Kirk case, but they don't have an opinion either way. They're just reporting what's been happening. So that's the kind of stuff that I like to gravitate to. All about power, yes. You went into the military? All right, Rudy. I never did. Thank you for your service, sir. It's one of my regrets. I wished that I had, looking back, like a million other things. Some people just have a calling to run in the direction of danger. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Uh-huh. You're right. Divide and rule is right. Everybody has their agenda. We're still an experiment. It's only a couple hundred years old. Who knows? Love to be able to go 100 years into the future, right at this very spot where I'm sitting, and see what will happen. Where will China's place in the world be? They pretty much believe they are moving to superpower number one, slowly and surely. Gonna have to do my 250 what? Anytime, Rudy. They should do more. They should lay out a golden carpet for anybody that serves, and your families. I mean, never mind what you're doing, but I think about the people that you leave behind, if there's any. They have that sacrifice that they have to deal with. Thank God for people like you. Never mind that. I would have been out with a pension probably too. 20 years when you're, oh, imagine. Yeah, condos where I'm sitting. I don't know. All this farmland is in trust around me so that nothing could ever be built. So, won't be my problem. Sooner or later, though. What time is it? Everything is very quiet. I should be hearing from my job and all kinds of things, and there is a eerie silence in the air that I am wondering about now. People have been odd lately. Yep. Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah. Oh, I get it. It's amazing. It really is amazing what we give away. The military should be at the top tier, even in other countries. I don't want to use them as an example, but like take North Korea. Any of those countries, the military is always the best fed. They have the best of everything because those are the people protecting the country. It seems like over here, what do they call it? Military spec? That is the best quality for the cheapest price, if I remember. It should just be the best quality. Foreign allies. It's funny. Some may be allies. Yeah, not too big of a crowd today. Thank you for the 4 people that are here. What was it, Tuesday? Man. Sun's coming up, guys. This is what I wait for. Sunrise through the pine trees over the bean field. That's my view I share with you. There's a whole bunch of shit in the way. I'm working on this house over here. We call it a summer kitchen. I'm sure you can see it. It's my project. I'll show you inside, I guess. Turning that into a clubhouse. It's gonna be like a man cave or something, and then I'm gonna do my shit from there when it gets cold. Uh, Fun fact. Back. Fancy word for food, cafeteria per base. Do you get do you get fed good at the base at least? Lots of meat and protein? No? Amazing. Well, when I watch court TV, I hear the prisoners complain all the time. Are you kidding me? So what do you mean they run out? You guys have an allowance to go off base and eat? What do you have to have people send you? Jesus. Somebody is pocketing some money. It's like in the jails. The warden gets the budget and then keeps most of it and makes everybody eat bread and toast. Truly amazing. They want you jacked up with carbs in case you ever have to go fight. Man, go buy some. It really is amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. Really is just amazing. So when you're out deployed somewhere, they're still using MREs, right? Ready, ready to eat meals. I'm assuming at a base you have a, what would you call it, a mess hall? Does that sound old-fashioned? Cafeteria. But guys that are running around on patrol and everything that I see, they're eating MREs, right? Ah, hot meals once a week. I see people in uniform in 110 degrees over there, and I don't, with all that stuff, I don't, man, that's why only young people can do it. How much gear are you typically carrying around in a uniform? God. Sea rations. That's right. Gotten a couple of those old packages from Army surplus stores and ate a bar of freeze dried ice cream. That was a treat. Man. Oh, if I had to pick up 100 pounds right now, I would need a nap. How old are you, Rudy? Are you still in? Oh, you got a ways to go. You going to make a career out of it? Ah, that really takes a lot of discipline. 20 years. It's a long time. I say now, well, I could have went in and out and been done, but that's a long time, especially if they're not feeding you. Man, Army. The Navy was trying to recruit me in high school. I did good on some math test or something. They wanted me to come in for electronics. They were going to pay for education, everything, but I had to sign up for a long time. And at the time, when you're 18, another 20 years sounds, well, it's another lifetime when you're 18. And I thought, man, I'll never make it. That's what I should have done. I have a friend. Jim has the same friend, I think. He went in the Navy 20 years, in and out. He's got a pension, does other businesses now. It's probably different now. Well, we probably need to check the plants, I think. Anybody grow their own? Anybody do wake and bake like me? Oh man, this thing is running out quick. Cheers. Yeah, I kind of remember 22. Long time ago, 38 years ago. My God. I thought I'd be rich and retired by now. I would have swore it. Well, I guess we are rich. I get to look at this every day and go make a living. So I guess I am rich. Tomatoes, Italian kale, and regular kale. What is that a recipe for? Did I miss something? I'm gonna have to go get ready to get out of here soon. I stream myself working on the. No, it's what I grow. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I like. I do sprouts in a jar all the time, different blends, and I grow microgreens. I actually have a an indoor tent that's made for cannabis that I use for vegetables and greens year round. It works out well. You got a green thumb. All right. I have it in the garage. It stays pretty warm in there. It's insulated with the humidifier. You can grow right up into December, and then you can start again in February. Yeah, it's like a mini. It's like a mini greenhouse. There's those black ones with the silver on the inside. Yeah. I don't have time today. I'll take some pictures of it. You can get 2 plant, 4 plant, 8 plants. I got a good deal on it from somebody who wasn't growing weed anymore, and I adapted it over to that. It suits me better. It's very nice. Tomatoes are a bit tough. It's all about the lighting. It's self-contained, has its own filter, air system, humidifier, fans. I think I'm gonna have to get in and start getting ready for work, guys. I'm planning on hydroponics. Well, no, you could set up that tent for hydroponics. That's not how I have it. I use soil. The sprouts are actually just in a jar in the refrigerator. Those are very easy to do. The ones that you buy at the store, you can make mason jars full of them for pennies. You just get the seeds. It takes 4 or 5 days. All right, Rudy. Cool. I go out a couple of days a week now, so I still see some cool cars. Not as much. I'm a car fan too, so I just figured as long as I was there doing the work, I might as well share some of the things that I see. Not anymore, but I was driving about 800 to 1,000 miles a week in all these local areas. 3,000 cars a year. I have to diagnose. Appreciate the sub. I think I have to get to 500 or something. I never planned on being monetized, but trying to get to 500 is my first hurdle. The shorts don't count towards any time, really. You have to have the hours, but I enjoy the shorts. I do inspect buildings also. I should start sharing the things that I see there. Yeah. There's lots of days I'll open a car door. I don't do it anymore, but I have to be careful because you will just sit and piss. Some people drive around with medical problems and they leak into their seat, believe it or not. And then when that car is closed in 110 degrees and you open the door, it's like somebody hit you in the face. I have my own name for them. We have our own name for them in the business. We call them coochie cars. And that's because they smell like coochie, but not the good way. A couple of weeks ago, I opened a door. I wasn't thinking. I sat in it. And as soon as my ass hit the seat, I realized I had sat in piss. And for this reason, I carry extra clothes. Yeah, I do it. What I do is I create condition reports for the online auction. So buyers used to have to go there and be in person in the old days or send somebody to go buy cars. Now they do it online. We create a report, pictures, videos of the engine running, everything. And then they buy it based on our diagnosis. Not everything has problems, but most. If I get it, there's usually problems. That's if it's a wholesale car, the dealer's not putting it. You would be surprised how common it is. Probably get one or two a week. All these cars go to the little mom and pop stores. The sun is in my eyes here. All these stores go to the little mom and pops. The buy here, pay here. These poor people get these cars. They have no idea what's waiting for them. Flood cars. They try and put flood cars through. Usually it's the minivans. Don't ask me why, but whenever I get a piss car, coochie car, it's always a Dodge Caravan or a Town and Country. I do not know why. I think it's easier for people with medical problems to get in and out of. That's a favorite. Plus, you can tell if somebody is extremely overweight by the car. The seat is broken down. The steering wheel is bent. You would be surprised what a large human can do to the inside of a vehicle. Some people drive around with their dogs and they literally let their dog piss and shit in the car and then they just clean it out. So we get those. The repos are the best. Yeah. Careful buying used Dodge minivans. The repos are the best. People piss in those on purpose. When somebody can't pay for their car and somebody is going to come and take it, they get very mad. Those cars, I have to be very careful before I get in because they booby trap them. One typical action for repos is if somebody is strong enough, they like to break the shifter off the steering column and then they use the shifter handle like a hammer and smash everything that's in view. And then I found one after they were done smashing everything. He took the thing and he stuck it in the passenger seat next to him, and that's how I found it. Couldn't shift the car. Nothing. It's amazing. Yeah, I'll bet. Anybody who's well, it's a Dodge, so I don't think. Well, that's what I tell people about Mercedes. When uh, when I was a service manager, people would say, "I don't understand. This is a Mercedes. I paid so much money for it." And I would say, "Well, you know, it really is a Chrysler." They weren't happy to hear that. What people don't understand anymore is all. I know an engineer who worked for Chrysler way back. He was retired, and what he said, what people don't understand is it doesn't matter how well you take care of a car anymore. They build what's called obsolescence into cars. So the plastic for the vents in the car, for instance, it doesn't matter whether you keep that car garaged or in the sun, the material that they use is made to degrade over time and not be functional at a certain point in time. So cars really, even they go a lot of miles now, they aren't. It's very hard to keep a car harder than longer than 10 years anymore because things on that car are made to wear out, so that you have to buy a new one. GM figured this out in the 50s or 60s. GM invented obsolescence because cars were lasting too long. So now engineers, when they're building your car, there's a life on how many times that door is going to open and close before the hinge fails. They do this on purpose. And every year they shave a little bit of pennies off it by putting in cheaper materials and making dipsticks shorter. Anybody try to. Seems Lexus is a Toyota, yeah. Anybody notice, especially if you have a truck, do you notice how the dipsticks are so short now? You can't even see it. You need a step stool for a 150 or a 250 now to get to the dipstick. That's because every time they cut an inch off of that fucker and make it shorter, they're saving a penny. And if they do that on millions of cars, you can see how much money they save. Yeah. GM is the one that started it all. They would love to see you get rid of your car every couple of years. And you know they do what's called cost benefit analysis. So when an engineer is trying to figure out if a change to a car is going to make you a little bit unsafer or your family, the insurance institutes have a value of a human life. Your life, like it or not, is $1.5 million, whatever it is. It's based on your age, your earning. Actuaries know this. So GM will figure out, or any company, if we make this change, it will save us X amount of money. And it may cost us 10 lives. So that's going to cost us $15 million in lawsuits. Can we make more money from the sales than the deaths? And if we can, they put that revision through. This is done all the time. And meanwhile, people are loyal to these companies like they're on their side. You're a Chevy guy, you're a Toyota, doesn't matter what guy you are, that company does not have your best interest in mind. The CEO has his best interest in mind and nobody else's. And the stakeholders. They will risk you and your family's life to save a few pennies on each car every year. And then they'll do the calculation on what your life is actually worth. That's amazing. You learn a lot when you're on the inside of something. I like to talk to a lot of past engineers who have worked for companies and retired and told me how they saw these changes coming. No airbags. I know. Imagine all the shit we. Yeah, right. Exactly, Jim. No airbags. Yeah. Remember when there was nothing? Remember when there was a cable that attached your gas pedal to the carburetor? Now it's a black box. They are safer. I mean, pieces of shit that they are. My car's not gonna last. It's mostly plastic. I run the shit out of it, but I'm probably safer than an older car without airbags. I guess. I've never been in an accident where airbags deployed. I hit a coyote not too long ago. Thing just stopped in front of my car, bounced off it, did $1,800 worth of damage in a heartbeat. It's all plastic. My whole car is plastic. The sun will the sun will dry rot that, I'm sure. Well, it is about my time to go get ready for work. I'm gonna head out of here. Everybody, thank you for thanks for joining in this morning. I gotta go get changed, get ready. I got an insurance appointment this morning. Have to go inspect a 100-year-old commercial building. That's fun. See you guys later.